If you're getting up to pee a whole lot in the middle of the night or dealing with what's called nocturia, it can not only disrupt your sleep, it can also disrupt your life, but can also be a sign of other things going wrong in the body that you really want to correct. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 supplements that can really help improve this scenario. But with the hundreds of clients that I've been able to help improve this nighttime peeing situation, none of them, it was like a personality issue. It's not part of who you are. You're not just a peer. There's things going wrong with your physiology that are creating this problem. And I know someone may have told you, oh, you have overactive bladder. Well, why? My bladder's not just an overachiever. There's a reason that it's overactive, and we have the ability to correct that in most scenarios. Now, the confusing part is there are other things that can create this, like a UTI or even high insulin levels can create this. But for most people that I've been able to help improve this, there was an imbalance in the body that was creating trouble with where the body is sending its water. Too much of its water was being sent to the kidneys, and it can really be magnified at night, causing the person to have to get up and pee all the time. So we want to be able to look at our physiology to understand what's the actual underlying cause, and when we have an idea what that is, it's a lot easier to actually correct the problem instead of just looking for some remedy. So for most people, the problem occurs at the cellular level, where the body should be in a more catabolic state during the day, where the body's a lot more active. And then at night, the body should move into what's called an anabolic state, where it's better at sleeping and resting and doing all these rebuilding and repairing processes it does. And the problem is that a lot of people can get stuck in one of these states most of the time instead of moving back and forth from day to night like they're supposed to. Or maybe they're just shoved way too far into one of these states, and either of those issues has the ability to create a wide variety of health issues. So for most people that I see with this issue, they're dealing with what we call an anabolic imbalance, where their body is just stuck in that nighttime state most of the time, and it's creating some problems. The biggest problem in this scenario is that it's sending most of the water to the kidneys. So that's why a person's got to relieve that. It's not a problem with the bladder. It's not a problem with the kidneys. It's just that's where the water's going. So a person won't be drinking more. Like, I didn't drink the second half of the day at all, and I'm still peeing all night. It's not the amount of fluid that you're bringing in necessarily. This can be a factor, but it's usually about where the body is sending that water. So if this is the underlying cause for you, then taking steps to correct this imbalance can correct the situation. So just remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you any type of medical advice. I'm basically a professional stand-up comic turned nutrition author, because when I lost my voice for 8 years, 23 different doctors couldn't figure that out. So I had to dig for my own answers. And now I teach health professionals in more than 40 countries how to help their clients fix the actual underlying causes of health issues instead of just covering up the symptoms. So the first supplement that I want to talk about is magnesium. And I'm probably going to get somebody in the comments who's like, I've been taking magnesium for years, every single night, and I still pee 40 times a night. I do my cardio at night. I'm just walking back and forth to the bathroom all night. So understand that with any of these supplements that we're talking about, you're not looking at affecting the bladder. You're not going to take magnesium one day and then not pee that night. It's not going to work that way. You have to actually correct the imbalance that is going on, and then you'll see improvement. So that means it can really be helpful to understand if you're dealing with this imbalance or not. I'm not going to get too far into the science and all that in this video, but I'll point you to a video at the end of this where I talk about fixing it and I go into that science a little bit more. But magnesium is a very pro-catabolic mineral. So magnesium can be helpful in pushing a person out of that anabolic state. So it becomes important when we take these supplements, and most people are going to tell you to take magnesium at night. Oh, it's calming, it's going to help you sleep. And the reality is it really can help some people sleep because it's fixing other imbalances. But taking magnesium at night is a mistake. We want to take magnesium in the morning. I'm not going to dig into that, but I'll put a link in the description below for my video on supplements for better sleep, and I share studies and things in that video about why magnesium at night is a mistake. You're working against your body's natural circadian rhythm when you're doing that. So magnesium in the morning is better, but if you have loose stool issues, or if you start taking magnesium and your stool becomes loose, then you don't qualify to use magnesium. You may need to fix some other issues, and then you could use magnesium. There may be some digestive problems going on. And by the way, this other video I'll send you to that shows you how to do some simple self-tests at home that you can figure out, am I leaning too far on this anabolic side or not? We also teach you how to do this on our totally free digestion course, and I'll put a link to that free course in the description below if you need help with any digestive issues while you're trying to fix this as well. But that shows you how to do those tests to see, am I leaning way too far on the anabolic side? Because if you're not, it could be one of these other issues that's creating this nighttime peeing. Maybe the high insulin, or maybe a UTI or some other factor going on. The second supplement that can be beneficial is omega-3s, like, fish oil or fatty acids, or, cod liver oil, something where there's a higher level of omega-3s. Omega-3s are very pro-catabolic, so they can help improve an overly anabolic state. But again, it's really great to look at your body chemistry so you're not just throwing remedies at the remedy dartboard, because if this problem is being caused because your insulin is too high, omega-3s have the ability to magnify that problem. They can make a person more insulin resistant. So that would be a mistake for you. That could make the situation worse if this is being caused by high insulin for you. But if you're overly anabolic, omega-3s in the morning or maybe at lunchtime could really be beneficial. Now, the next supplement that can be helpful is B12. And B12 can also help the body burn fat a little bit better. So if you have some weight you want to lose, that may be a beneficial thing. Again, we want to take all these supplements either in the morning or around lunchtime. We don't want to take these at night because these are pro-catabolic minerals that we're talking about. Another B vitamin is B6. And I usually just have clients just take this in the morning just because it can be really pro-catabolic. And depending on what your goals are, either B12 or B6 or maybe even both could help you do that. But if anybody's using a B vitamin, I like them to also take a B complex like maybe once every week or so. And that just gives you all of those other cofactors that help those B vitamins work better. If you're just using B6, the body can run out of cofactors and then it's not as effective at using that B6. And the final supplement I want to share is actually two different supplements, two different amino acids, phenylalanine and taurine. Now, both of these are pro-catabolic and can help improve that imbalance, but it could depend on where your blood pressure is as to which one you want to use. Phenylalanine actually has the ability to raise blood pressure. So if your blood pressure is already high, that's not something you would want to take. But if your blood pressure is really low, it could actually help you feel and function a whole lot better. And people will be like, oh man, this phenylalanine is amazing. So that could be one reason to take that. But if your blood pressure is high, then taurine would be a better option. Now, if your blood pressure is too low, taking taurine could really magnify some of the symptoms that you may be dealing with that are coming from low blood pressure. So it's nice to know where your blood pressure is, and you can pick up a blood pressure cuff for $40 in most pharmacies and just look at that at home and get an idea. But we can see with all these supplements that it's important for us to look at our body chemistry to know if they're going to help us or not. We don't want them to make us worse. If this anabolic imbalance is not making us pee all night long, then these supplements would not help. They might even make the situation worse. For example, Chromium is a supplement that can help improve insulin resistance. So if this is the problem where you were having this because your insulin was too high, Chromium could be beneficial. But Chromium is also pro-anabolic. So if you're stuck in this anabolic state and that's why you're peeing all night, Chromium would make you worse. So now we start to understand why remedies don't work. We really want to look at the person instead of just the symptom that they're dealing with, or we have the ability to just, that didn't work for me, that made me worse, that didn't do anything, these things are so stupid. If we learn to work with our body, we can create improvements a whole lot faster. Now, a lot of people may need to do more than just take these supplements. They may need to change their diet a little bit. They could be doing things that are really magnifying this imbalance and would slow down the effects of the supplements would have. So if you want to learn more about foods that can help, you can jump over and check out our video on Stop Nighttime Peeing with these 5 simple foods. And if you want to understand the science of this imbalance a little bit more and why it creates this nighttime peeing, jump over and check out our video on Stop Nighttime Peeing for Good. I can't wait to hear about your results.